how does the name LoveShackFancy come to you? How does the concept come to you?
I knew you were going to ask that question.
I
was like, it was the one that everyone always asks, what does LoveShackFancy mean? And how did you come up with the name? Which is like a long-winded answer, honestly, because I started when I designed my bridesmaids dresses for my wedding when did I get married? 15 years ago. And I couldn't find the right dress. I designed this beautiful halter dress. And then I started hand dyeing these dresses in my backyard with my mom, essentially, because everyone wanted to buy them. And then I was like, oh, there should be a name. I should come up with a little name because I was going to do pop-ups. So my mom had this sign that she would put in her friends' like rental houses in the Hamptons. She would cover, like, let's say there was a gross sofa or something, and she would put lace or fabrics. And then she had this little sign that she would put up called the Love Shack. So it was this sign, and it was always very much like what I grew up with. Like, everything was kind of imperfectly perfect. It was vintage, but beautiful, like gilded mirrors that were kind of falling apart, beautiful laces, but like little rips in it, you know? And I grew up with Victorian dresses and all of this vintage. So when I was like, what's the name? Is it Rebecca Beck? Da, da, da. And so then it was like Love Shack. But that wasn't right because I'm kind of also fancy, and Love Shack is very much like the beachy side of it. So I was like, there needs to be another part. And there was actually a British magazine, Red, who's doing a photo shoot. They kept saying, I fancy this, I fancy that. I'm like, I love the word fancy and I love fancy things. So then my mom was actually going to do a website. This is like before websites even existed, of vintage clothing and prop styling called LoveShackFancy. Never ended up happening. And then when I was coming up with the name, I was like, the only thing this is LoveShackFancy, because it personifies like the way I love vintage, the way I love kind of the imperfectly perfect. And it's like, you're not trying too hard, but you're just kind of like undone, but, you know, gorgeous at the same time. It's like that tousled hair. The dresses can be a little crinkled. They don't need to be perfectly steamed, or, you know, it's just that vibe.
So when you have this idea in the beginning, did you imagine it to be such a movement and a lifestyle?
No. Oh my God, no. When I came up with the idea, I was a senior fashion and beauty editor at Cosmopolitan magazine. I was working like 24 hours a day and getting paid like no money, because that's just what magazine life is like. But I loved my job so much. I was there for 8 years, and I had interned prior to that. I had interned at every magazine, and I grew up going to my mom's office. She was a creative director at 17 magazines. So my whole life I wanted to be a creative director at a magazine. I like lived, breathed, eat, slept magazines. Then that all changed, and I decided to come up with this little project. And that's when the name LoveShackFancy was like, oh, I'll just do a little side project called LoveShackFancy. I'll sell some dresses. I will never sell to department stores. I will never like make it a whole thing and get into that crazy. I didn't know anything about, you know, I didn't even know what a sales showroom was. I didn't know how to do production. I didn't know how to do anything. I just knew I wanted to make beautiful dresses to make girls and my friends feel beautiful. And that was going to be called LoveShackFancy. So I had no clue whatsoever. And when I decided to leave Cosmo, it was like the hardest decision of my life. I was like really emotional about it. But at the time, I mean, my husband was like, your BlackBerry's attached to you. You're working 24 hours a day and you're really disposable. They don't really care about you. I'm like, they don't? Yes, they do. And he's like, no, it's Hearst Magazine. I mean, you know, it's a big corporation. So I decided to start this little business called LoveShackFancy. And then I found out I was pregnant with my first daughter, Scarlett. And so I left Cosmo and then started this little project.
And at what point does it start to really gain momentum and you started to see, oh my God, this could really be something?
So then that was like, so the first few years, so that's 2013, right? Scarlett's born 2000, yeah. And I had if you looked, so I was introduced actually through a friend. She's like, you need to get a sales showroom. I mean, I really learned like from the beginning. I'm like, what's a sales showroom? Oh, we should sell in LA and New York. So we should have a sales showroom. It was called the Globe Showroom in LA and New York. Traveled there. We were hand dyeing almost all of our own pieces. And I had the one halter dress and then decided to design a few other pieces to make it like an 8-piece capsule. I wore mini skirts like every day. So I worked on designing this perfect ruffle mini skirt, which is still our best-selling piece, called, I don't know if you have one, but it is the ruffle mini skirt. And So we had 8 pieces, and then we sold to stores that season. We ended up selling to like Urban Outfitters, Calypso, Bergdorf's. It was great. Revolve was one of our first shop op, but I had no idea that then I had to like produce and deliver all the things. Once I got all the orders, I was like, oh, this is amazing, so exciting. And then I had to figure out step 2, how to produce it, how to deliver, how to do. So all of that was happening actually like when I was literally having Scarlett, and it was like the craziest delivery of my entire, I mean, it was like insane. I was in labor for over
How
2
did you
days.
get those retailers interested? Like, what was how did you get the buzz?
So you went to the showroom, you met the different, so the showroom introduces you to the different.
That's why you have to
store.
have it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's why you have to have, and this is like before DTC. This is before all these DTC
Yeah, I was
brands
going to
were a
ask you
thing.
like if this was
So
e-com.
this was very much like everyone, and by the way, everyone was like, okay, Rebecca, like this is really pretty and romantic and feminine, but everyone right now is really into modern. We're really into like primary colors. This trend is so done. And I'm like, but this is just who I am and what I love. And I love to feel like free and romantic and feminine, beautiful pieces. I love everything's very vintage inspired. And so it was like, no, no, no. And I was like, well, this is what my vision is, and the collection is going to be. And so we did sell. I mean, it was like in small units, but so they got us into these stores, and then, which was great. And that was like, I also launched the website, which, we launched on Shopify. I placed every single thing and didn't realize that you have to move all of it around after I sat there for like months placing it was really the beginning. Instagram had started a few years ago. So I started showing everything on Instagram, using that as like a platform to tell my story, sort of have it like be my magazine, and connect to my customers that way. So that's and that was before it was shopping and before any of that. And at that time too, it was really like huge retailers. So that was like Theory, Diane von Furstenberg. It was like there weren't really smaller independent brands then,
You sound like, through this story so far, you sound very resourceful. You're figuring it out. Is that something that's been ingrained in you since you were little?
I'm like a serious hustler.
Yeah.
And like very resourceful and very much like, okay, I mean, I really had no idea what I was doing and was learning every step along the way. So of course, I mean, looking back, of course I could have hired. I mean, I just didn't know because there was no like bigger plan. And I said to my husband's a real estate developer now. He works with me as well. But I was like, can you help me with like a business plan? He's like, you don't need a business plan. I'm like, then how do we know anything, what we're going to do? He's like, we're going to just figure it out along the way. He helped me with like the numbers, the Excel and all of that. I was coming up, my whole thing is very much like storytelling because that's my background as an editor, stylist. And I just love to create visuals and love to tell stories that way. So it was really like the operations part, all of that I learned along the way. And it definitely took a few years. Like when we maybe met in the beginning, I started LoveShackFancy. It was very different. It wasn't following the path of what anyone was doing at the time. And it was still, I definitely would say I was probably breaking a lot of rules. I tend to not follow rules very often.
I think that's maybe what makes you stand out.
Yeah.
Yeah. How have you used storytelling with the brand throughout the last 12 years? Because obviously, like, you can really see this, like, the story really coming to life with all the collabs you're doing, what you just did at Fashion Week. How have you used storytelling throughout the time? So, I mean, to me, storytelling is like absolutely everything. Like, it is the way that everyone's like, oh, you have such a cohesive vision and aesthetic. I mean, it really is. It very much starts with me and with what I feel inspired by, with where I'm traveling. I mean, now it's like when I'm meeting the customers, when I'm traveling to our stores, we did this whole Prairie Romance Western inspired collection. That's because we have stores all over the country now. So many in Texas, we opened in Aspen, I was in Colorado, Nashville. Like I see all the girls wearing the cowboy boots, the belts, they love vintage, they're mixing. So I'm really inspired by like our customers and by everyone I see when I'm traveling too. And I think the storytelling part is really, to me, it's the product that has to be the best, but the product starts with the story that I'm envisioning. And so I often start there with like beautiful vintage pieces that feel really nostalgic. And then I create these stories and I'm always picturing like how the editorial of it is playing out, how we're shooting it, how we're showing it, whether it's, for on Instagram, now TikTok, maybe we're going to get into YouTube now, we'll see. But,
So to me, that's like really like the most important. And it's the way that you really connect, I think, with everyone with this kind of, with the strong aesthetic.
You've also like branded your house, which is so cool. Like when I saw a tour of your house, I want to say it was like Architect Digest or something. And
oh no, yeah, but
it was a big publication.
It was Architectural Digest, and then Caleb. You probably saw that everyone said the Caleb.
Yes,
Simpson,
that's what it was.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Yeah,
I showed it to my
house tour. Yeah,
the house like embodies the brand. Was that strategic? How does that work? Like your girls' rooms, you feel like you're in your world.
Yeah. Well, everything really is very authentic. Like everything you see is what you get. I mean, it is what it is. Like I live, eat, breathe, sleep. But even though the house is it feels, but it's also different because the girls' rooms are in the LoveShackFancy world for sure. We use like our prints. Now, of course, they're like a little older and they want me to take the prints off their bed, but it's okay. We're going to deal with that in a few months. But, I wanted to, because we had just started actually developing our collection this is before we did our collection for Pottery Barn. And I always wanted to have interior fabric. So we just took some of my favorite prints, placed it on the beds, did curtains, things like that. And then the rest of the house, we worked on it for like 5 years. I source like every single piece of antique furniture and most of the pieces that go into the stores. So everything is from my travels, usually in Paris, at the flea markets, at the Poos, at the, at all of the markets and with all the antique dealers. Like I source all of it. So it feels like a similar aesthetic
unique
and sensibility.
There's
and everything is like found and like discovered, nothing is, and and like the moldings, like everything is really, so then maybe the moldings in our house, we're opening a new Soho flagship store actually. I'm so excited next month. And that's going to be a little bit inspired by the house, but in a much girlier way.
The house is beautiful.
Tk you.
What's the secret to antique shopping? Got to give my husband a couple tips and tricks.
You're going to start going?
Yeah.
I'm really like, I'm into it. We did it. We did it when we were in Aspen. I want to continue it. Let's do it.
Yeah, you guys have to. I mean, there's so many great places. I mean, I go to there's Brimfield's in Massachusetts. Well, you guys should go to, I'm dying to go to Round Top, which I haven't got. And have you ever done that?
Yeah.
If you
Round Top's cool.
You
we should go. Okay.
You got to go early though.
Yeah. So we buy a lot of things for our stores because everything in our stores also, it's like one of a kind found chandeliers, tables, like,
it's beautiful.
Like everything. Thank you. So it's all just really found, discovered. Some are from Paris. I mean, it really depends, like, and which store we're looking for. But
are you like on websites like First Dibs, or is it like
Cherish is good? First Dibs, yes, is really good.
Okay.
Yeah, I look at all of those. First Dibs, Cherish, Live Auctioneers. We go to Brimfield in Massachusetts for that show. We go to Paris. We show our collection, like we do sales in Paris. So I'm there. So I always go to the market and source furniture or clothing too. Round Top I've never been to, but I'm dying to go.
And it took 5 years to do the house.
Took 5. It was through COVID. Yeah, it was.
Why does it take 5 years? Because you have to plan every detail.
Oh my God, ask my husband because he's a perfectionist. He's a real estate. Yes, I mean we had to plan every detail, but then it was through COVID. Then I mean it was just like a long process. We gut renovated the house and had to excavate downstairs, like underground. So it was like a whole thing.
And how are you balancing everything you're doing with your career being so entrepreneurial and being a mom and a wife? I asked you that off air.
Yeah.
But what's your
I mean, I think I just like
finessing?
Go. Like, I mean, this morning I woke up. Our show was yesterday. Stella, my younger one, was like, Mommy, Daddy, who's taking me to school? Todd woke up with like, he had a bad sore throat. I was like, okay, I have to go back to bed for a little. She's like, I was just like upstairs down. She's like, no, you need to rest. Like, I think it's just, I texted everyone, who can help take the girls to school? I think it's just like, and I felt bad, of course, because she's like, I really need you to go. It's a balance. So sometimes it's a give or take. And she knows that, like, for example, this week is going to be a crazy week for me at work. Actually, the last 2 weeks, because leading up to Fashion Week, I like live at the showroom and it's really intense. And it happens to be the first week of school. But it's just like knowing, last Friday, I made sure to go and meet the teachers and see school. Next week I'll be there in the mornings for drop off. I think it's just really like a balance. And I try to incorporate my girls. Like they were at our show last night. They each could invite one friend. They were there until late. They had the best time. And so I really just try to incorporate them into as much as possible and to have them you know, be a part of it. And then I try to be like as normal mom as I can other times, I guess.
In a weird way, I feel like when we had kids, it forces you to get more efficient instead of, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Meaning like when I think pre-kids, I think I wasted a lot more time.
Right. Well, I mean, the girls went to sleepaway camp this summer and we were alone for, I mean, they went for like, it's like 6.5 weeks. And it's actually crazy how much time you have, like no like logistics, no. I'm like, oh, this is insane. Like, because you realize the rest of your life is it's all decisions, organizing, who's going. Like, you'd have no second to really
the
not
camp
think
thing
about.
in the East Coast.
I know.
What is going on? You got to explain.
I don't
this.
think I could let my kids go.
No, I said that. We
Everyone
said
in the
that.
East Coast is going to camp
it's
for
a
6
normal
weeks.
thing over
No,
here.
yes, and we said that.
Everyone we talked to that lives
everyone.
here is like, oh, the kids are at camp for 6 weeks.
I know.
Like, I'm sitting over here, like, grading through it. Do I need
know.
to send them to camp for 6 weeks?
Yes.
It's not a California thing.
It's not a California thing. I did go to sleepaway camp. I loved it. But we also said, because we would travel in the summers with the girls, which they love traveling. And we were always like, okay, they're not going to go. They're just going to be those girls that, you know, travel with us. And we're going to have, and then once I think Scarlett actually went a little bit later. She went going into, was it 5th or 4th grade? So a little bit later, started off with 3 weeks and then went for the full session. And they go to an all-girls camp. Like, it's pink and purple. They're obsessed. They like live, breathe, eat, sleep. Their sleepaway camp now.
Wow.
They go, yeah.
You'll have to tell me the name off air because that sounds fun.
It's really fun. It's great. Number one thing, honestly, also is they're not on any type of technology for the whole time, which I think is so important. And they can just be kids, and they're in a bubble that is like free of like anything else, and they're just like free to be happy, and like, you know, it's so
good
old
for them.
school. It's really good.
We had Jonathan Haidt on the show yesterday, who wrote that book, The Anxious Generation.
Oh gosh, it's been in my. I can't read. I put it away. I don't want to.
He was amazing.
It makes you anxious to read The Anxious Generation.
I was going to read. I'm like, I'm going to get too anxious.
That kind of play-based childhood that we all grew up with is. He was saying it's so important.
It's so important, and then you realize, then they come back and they like actually don't want to be on their phone. They want to like just be together. They want to play. Like, yeah. You know, and as they get older, it's tough. So, and it's really more like the pressure from everybody else too. Like, because their other friends are involved in, you know.
He was saying the solution is that like you have to get together with a bunch of parents and like call the other parents and get them all on board. And I was like, that seems like a lot of outward communication.
Yeah,
that's actually my next question is, this is a selfish question.
Okay.
How are you dealing like, how do I ask this?
With social media with the girls?
No. Yes, I do want to ask you about that. When you're being a mom and you're at school and there are all these like mom back to school events and you're running this huge business.
Yeah.
How do you
juggle
that?
I'm staying out of this topic.
Well, like the mom thing.
I mean, it depends. Like in the beginning, I was going to like every single thing. And then I started it was too much. Like, I realized that I was trying to do absolutely everything and be like, and then my younger one was like, why can't you just be like a stay-at-home mom? When I grow up, I want to be a stay-at-home mom so I can go to every, you know, and like, I think my older daughter, I started LoveShackFancy when she was born. So she really is a part of like every single, and so I think she understands it a bit more. Also, she's older, but even when she was younger, she did. I think I definitely burned myself out a few times, and I would got definitely anxiety when I was trying to do everything. And then I started honestly talking to a therapist. I started taking Lexapro, which changed my life, by the way. I have to say I'm the biggest proponent of Lexapro. And it just made me take deep breaths and realize okay, if I'm going to be so busy and I'm going from Fashion Week in New York to then Fashion Week in Paris and I'm coming back and then I need to be at a parent teacher conference in the morning and I'm going out and I'm not sleeping, blah, 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 and then we're going to take the girls in the week. It was just too much and there's no stopping. So I think you have to understand the balance of what's good for you, which is what I had to do. So if I'm crazy, then I know I need to take the next few days off, you know? And then I know that, okay, there are going to be certain parent teacher things, or I'm missing back to school for middle school. My husband he has to I'm you have to go if I'm not going to be there, or morning coffees, things like that. You just have to figure out what's really worth it, and also rely on other parents to kind of fill you in, because at the end of the day, not all of those things are that important.
What does the Lexapro do?
Lexapro?
Yeah, what is it what does it do for you?
It's the most I don't obsess over every single thing. like I started developing anxiety. I never had anxiety before. I started developing anxiety after we opened our first store, which was like 6 years ago in Sag Harbor. And that's when like I realized when we opened this first store, I was like, we're just going to have one little store in Sag Harbor. It's going to be this tiny, cute store. And I'm going to bring my vintage in and I'm going to bring and all this stuff. And that's it. Like, we're going to just have a cute little neighborhood store. That was like my dream. And we found this little place and I didn't even think anyone was going to come. And when we opened the doors, there were like lines of mothers, daughters, little girls, and I was like, how, like we opened the door and literally it was like first of all, everything was like destroyed, taken. It looked like it was like a crazy house party in the store. And I was like picking everything up, going to the stock room. I mean, I had no idea what I was doing. And that was like the moment where I realized like, oh my gosh, this is seriously something. And what am I going to do? I have no idea how I'm going to now move that forward. So that's when I like started to develop anxiety. The girls were young. I was really trying to balance like everything. Really didn't have the right support system like from my own team. Like I hadn't hired directors and like top people to help.
Was it like you felt like the thing was just kind of getting away from you?
I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. And this is like a huge thing. Like I can't do this myself. Like what is going on? Like am I going to just like close this? Like, because I can't do this by myself. So then I ended up like meeting this amazing woman, Jill, and she was like, okay, take a deep breath. Here's what we're going to do. We started to plan out like how to move forward with the business now that we were starting to open stores. Now that I wasn't going to be able to I was doing the buying for the stores. I don't know how to buy for like I was doing it based on what I loved, not by numbers, merchandising, whole thing, So we worked for like a few years to really build an incredible team, which luckily we have now, which was able to take us to the next level and let me just handle like the creative, the storytelling, like all the visuals, things like that. And then really hired an amazing team to do everything else that allows LoveShackFancy to have the success that it has now. So
what are some other like growing pains that you've had as you scale? There's like different chapters and iterations.
That was like the biggest one. That was when we opened that store and we were not equipped. Like we didn't have these departments. We didn't have full-time employees. I mean, maybe we had like 5 full-time employees at that point, And even for the first few years, I had freelancers. It was just like very sort of slow. There wasn't like a master plan in the beginning because we just didn't know that it like LoveShackFancy was going to become an actual real business. And I didn't really know where it was. So, and then we ended up opening stores and then actually COVID happened. So that was 6 years ago. So then we were already planning to open another store in Bleecker Street, which we opened down the street from our old house. And I would like go in, I would do the windows. I was very hands-on doing all the things there as well.
You seem like very hands-on with the brand.
And so that was like, I would go every morning, change the windows, like be in the store, work with the shop girls. Like I was really, really hands-on. And we were working on our next store in Palm Beach. And that's when COVID happened in March. So things really shifted in terms of, I mean, that was the scariest thing. I was like, are we going to close the business? What are we going to do? All the wholesale accounts didn't take their orders. So we had to take it all through e-commerce. And then, we had some of these stores. So how are we going to work with the stores? We're going to do lives. That's when I really like went, directly and started connecting one-to-one with our customers, doing all these like lives and talking to them about, I had myself and all of the girls that work for us, like we were the models. We
smart.
Changed my garage into a photo, like that was where we did all the photo shoots. I got a house. Actually, we rented a house in Sag Harbor that I had a bunch of our team members come to. We did sales out there. I mean, it's crazy to even think about it. Like we sold, through Zooms and like all the stuff. And it was just like, I don't know, like.
I forgot about that moment in COVID when everyone was going
it was
live.
Like crazy. It was like we just didn't know what was going to happen next.
Everyone was going live all the time?
Yeah, it's doing lives. Like we were just like fighting to like survive basically. And then that's when the e-commerce business really started to really like kick in and do really well. And that's when we had to make this really difficult decision. Do we produce a summer collection or do we not? Because I was like, we can't let our customers down. We always produce. Summer is like our big season and let's just do it. So we still did it. We worked like closely with our partners the time in India. I mean, we were doing we were making the masks, we were doing all that stuff, but also still just moving ahead. And that's when things really started to shift also in terms of real estate and business. And my husband got much more involved because all these opportunities came up, like in Highland Park Village. We never would have been able to afford a store there or get into a store there. There was a huge wait list. But then at that time, you know, we had opportunities where we could actually afford a reasonable rent, get a store open. And then that's when Texas started happening. You know, Austin, we signed a deal when that was going on. So we got really, you know, like when everyone was closing, we were opening.
So how do you and your husband work together? Like, what's the energy there?
So he's really like real estate. He's the one, and he's like not afraid to take chances. And I'm like, we can't open another store. Like, we can't do it. Like, no one's going to come. Like, every time we would open, I'm like, no one's going to come. You know, and he's like, Rebecca, just trust me. Listen to me. He's really smart in terms of the real estate, in terms of the locations, any up and coming neighborhoods. Like, I mean,
how does he decide on the location of the city?
Nashville. He decides, I mean, he really knows what's going on, I think, in like the markets. And he sees where, depending, like, we know where all of our customers are, depending where there's schools, whether we have such a multi-generational, you know, we always say like babies to 80s, but it really is like we love to be in neighborhoods where there's a strong community. You know, so we haven't opened in any like traditional malls. We love to work closely with, you know, like a Highland Park Village, or in Palm Beach, we work with the Royal Poinciana. Like, it's amazing. That's one of our best stores. And it's really like a very small, outdoor, sort of high-end, but community-driven experience that we then create our own experience within. So
I went into the store in Aspen, and that's exactly how it feels.
Yeah.
It has a warmth to it.
Yeah, and that was really important. Like, I feel like when we were opening stores, everything was so cold. I would feel so intimidated when I would walk into a store, and I'm like, you know, and I'm like, and everything is like one little thing. And like, it was that minimal time when we were starting to open. I was like, no, it needs to feel like you're discovering something new and you're being transported into this world. Like when I'm in Europe, or I love vintage shopping. I love antique shopping. When I look up at the chandelier, like I always want to discover something else. So it was really important for me to have our stores feel like that. Like you're always discovering. I mean, I would say Ralph Lauren for sure did it best. Like I grew up going to that Ralph Lauren mansion when I was young on the weekends, and I would just be like, oh, I want to live in this world. I want to jump on that bed.
You grew up going to the Ralph Lauren mansions? What do you mean?
In the Upper East Side?
Yeah, there was like that Ralph Lauren mansion. Like it's like their big. Now it's the men's flagship, but
got it.
It's across from where you got coffee.
Like in the 80s and in the 90s, that was like where my mom and I would walk. I grew up in New York City, and we would like go there to like as an activity, like the music, the bed. Like I remember like sitting in the bed, and even when I was older, even when Todd and I would travel, like anytime we would go into like, I feel like Ralph Lauren stores were the most transportive.
Yeah, and
I miss that like it's like a big hug, you know, and it's like very welcoming, and it's very experiential, and it feels like you're really immersed in a world. And I don't know. So I think that was definitely something that inspired me from a little age. And then when we started to open our stores, that was just really important. Like I just wanted them to feel very welcoming, like a girls' club or a guys' club. I mean, dads love it too. Like dads take their daughters. We're working on more comfortable seating.
There's one in Austin?
I'm like, Todd's always like, where are the dads going to sit?
But there's one in Austin?
Yeah, there's one in Austin.
I'll take my daughter.
Yes,
my daughter loves it.
We'll do a whole special.
Do you know where it is?
Store.
Like,
it's right on Congress.
Okay, South Congress? Cool.
Yeah. South Congress.
I'll take Zazen.
It's so cute. It's the one. That's what I kept
I love that store.
Zaza.
The girls are amazing. The girls who work in our store also are just so fun. There's always
very
fun
nice.
music.
Warm.
There's warm.
Yes.
There's some, like I wanted them. They're supposed to be like your best friends, and that's the thing. Like even if you're buying a little like travel spray perfume, or if we have like little ribbon bars, if you're getting a little ribbon, or if you're buying your graduation dress or something really important and big and special, like no matter what, it's supposed to just be like a really inspiring, beautiful experience. So
I think my daughter got to make like beads or something.
Yeah. We
like
always have like little beading stations for the girls because,
cute.
Also I don't forget, like I started all this when having 2 daughters myself, and I felt like there was no place to take the girls. And like, that's how we started. Even it's always my dream to have something. I was like, if Pottery Barn Kids or if I could have a LoveShackFancy dollhouse and a LoveShackFancy bedroom and LoveShackFancy, curtains and bedding and all this stuff. And that didn't exist then. So now it exists. I mean, when I was young, it was like Laura Ashley was like a most similar thing. But then I like grew out of it and it wasn't cool. my mom would like make me wear Laura Ashley. And
it sounds like you mostly.
Wait, I have to tell her something that in Zaza's bathroom, we have your wallpaper, which is so cute.
How old is
especially
Zaza?
for selfies.
She's 5.
Oh,
she's 5. My goddaughter and Zaza both have the wet brush detangler, which is our favorite in pink.
Yes.
And then we just got the vanity for her room. It's that, remember that you walked in her room and you were like, wow, we got rid of the Amazon vanity and we upgraded to your vanity.
Yes.
I'm going to show it on my Instagram story. It's so cute.
Oh my God. It's also
when you just said Laura Ashley, that's exactly like it has that energy, but it's like updated.
Right. It's updated, and it's also fresh. Like Laura Ashley used to be like what your mom would make like when you were matching. I just remember, and she would force you to kind of wear it. LoveShackFancy. That's also the thing about LoveShackFancy. It's still cool, which I love that it's like cool for little girls. It's cool for, like
it's whimsical.
Teenagers. It's cool for the moms. Like, and everyone can find something different. Now, dads too. We make men's. We're doing swimsuits.
I'm gonna have to go check it out. I'll report back.
We'll send you some
I pull
cool
down
hoodies.
At your pants and you're wearing like LoveShackFancy boxers.
No, trust me. Like, we're going to love the swimsuits. Are the best swimsuits. You're gonna be addicted to them. I swear.
Watch, I'll just be out there on a Tuesday at LoveShackFancy.
Yeah, you can all match too. You can mix and match with a cute hoodie. So we'll set you up for a whole.
It sounds
experience.
like you like really focus on the experience first before the other things.
Yes.
Is that wrong?
Yes. The experience is definitely the most important. I mean, I think even in the beginning, it was all about like the experience, and that's like goes back to the storytelling, and that goes back to everything from. I mean, it's like from the music to the energy in the room to like all of it, and to like the decor, and then just to like the feeling, So I think I love experience. I love to, I love good energy, and I love to travel. I think that really is an inspiration, and I love to have a good time, go to a great party. And so I think that's what we bring into our stores as well.
It sounds like it almost like the experience dictates what's in the stores for purchasing. Does that sound strange as I'm hearing you talk?
No. I mean, it definitely does. And also what's fun and interesting is that like so many of our customers go to all the different stores, and then they have different experiences at each one. Austin is very inspired by Austin and the energy of Austin. We have like obviously more of the cowboy boots and the cowboy hats, and it's kind of cool. It's different than the Dallas store, which is a little more fancy Texas, and Austin's a little more cool vintage, like music.
We're just the bums down there.
Rock and roll. Yeah, like we love it. And then Houston is different as well. And that's different from Nashville. And that's different from our Palm Beach store. And that's, so everyone really has its own. We take inspiration from where the store is located and like the community there. That's always like the first place to start.
The other day I got a rash on my chin. And one of the things I did was I immediately ran to take my probiotics. So I upped my dose, because whenever I have any kind of rash or any kind of pimples, I feel like it's my gut telling me something. The probiotics that I take are by Just Thrive. I have been taking this specific brand forever. I have had the founder on the podcast 3 times because she's so knowledgeable about the gut. And the products that she has have so much integrity behind them. They're award-winning verified products, and everything is designed to help with your digestive health and your full body wellness. So that's why whenever I get any kind of flare up, whether it's a pimple or like I said, a rash, I reach for my Just Thrive probiotics. You really can't go wrong. I will take their probiotic, I will crack it open, and I will put it in my kids' smoothie too. They have a Just Thrive digestive bitters, which even supports natural GLP-1 production and helps you control cravings, keeping you satisfied longer. So those are probably the 2 products that I would tell you to try from this line. Those are the ones that I like to use. You can try Just Thrive probiotic and digestive bitters today, risk-free, and save 20% with code TSC. Go to justthrivehealth.com and use code TSC. See the difference for yourself or get a full product refund, no questions asked. That's justthrivehealth.com, code TSC. And just so you know, I like to take this in the morning with my lemon electrolyte water. I do usually like 2 or 3. That's justthrivehealth.com, code TSC.
Let's take a quick break to talk about Fatty 15. Ever since I discovered Fatty 15 with Dr. Stephanie Van Watson, who came on this show and who's the founder of Fatty 15 on this podcast twice now, I have been taking this stuff every single day and I feel incredible, which is why I'm so excited to share with you guys this incredible scientific breakthrough to support our long-term health and wellness. C15 is the first essential fatty acid to be discovered in 90 years, and get this, studies have confirmed that it's 3 times better, broader, and safer than omega-3s. The origin story is that Fatty 15's co-founder, Dr. Stephanie Van Watson, who again has been on this podcast twice, discovered C15 as the first essential fatty acid to be found in over 90 years while working with the U.S. Navy to continually improve the health and welfare of aging dolphins. Yes, you heard that right. If you want to get sciencey about it, studies show that C15 works by strengthening our cells, improving our mitochondrial function, and protecting us against damaging free radicals. The result, better long-term metabolic, liver, and heart health. And here's the thing, it ends up that many of us are deficient in C15, which results in weaker cells that make less energy and quit working earlier than they should. All of this then makes us age faster, sleep more poorly, and feel sluggish. If this sounds familiar, it's likely because you're deficient in C15. Fatty 15 is a science-backed, award-winning, vegan-friendly, and pure C15 supplement. By replenishing our cells with the essential C15 nutrient, Fatty 15 effectively repairs our cells and restores our long-term health. Fatty 15 is on a mission to replenish your C15 levels and restore your long-term health. You can get an additional 15% off their 90-day subscription starter kit by going to fatty15.com/skinny and using code SKINNY at checkout.
I am such a big fan of red light. I do it every single day. I cannot tell you how beneficial it has been. I actually did a whole episode just dedicated to red light. So there's this brand, it's called Bond Charge, and it's a holistic wellness brand with a huge range of evidence-based products to optimize your life in every way. Everything's founded on science, but inspired by nature. So all of their products adopt an ancestral way of living in our modern day world. So from everything to blue light glasses, to infrared saunas, to red light therapy, to EMF management, to circadian friendly lighting, Bond Charge products will help you naturally address the issues. I personally am a fan of the EMF management. I also like the red light therapy, like I said, and I'm huge on winding down while I read my Kindle with blue light glasses. You can't go wrong. The best though is their red light face mask. So definitely check it out if you want a red light mask with 0 EMF radiation, if you want something with 0 flicker, if you want something sleek. This one does not disrupt your sleep. It's really great, I've found, whenever I have a pimple or acne or inflammation. I like to use red light like 20 to 30 minutes a day, but it says that you can use this for 10 to 20 minutes a day and you'll be good. It's really easy to use. You can like watch TV and use it. Go to bondcharge.com and use coupon code SKINNY to save 15% off. That's BONCHARGE.com. Use code SKINNY to save 15% off. What's something that not a lot of people know about you?
Not a lot of people know about me. Well, a lot of people do. I'm always in a high heel. So that maybe I do wear sneakers when I work out. That's about it. Oh, a lot of people don't know, which they're really, first of all, I do wear jeans. Everyone's like, oh my God, are you wearing jeans today? Yes, I wear jeans, and I wear them usually in the winter or when I'm going to a concert.
Okay.
And I wore black all the time in my 20s and was like much more like rock and roll, always a leather jacket. I was always in mini skirts, but I wore a lot of black and was more like rock and roll. And I only really, really fell in love with pink as like connected to my soul, like my spirit animal, when I had my daughters, when I had Scarlett first.
Did you meet your husband in a leather jacket?
Probably, because we met at Bowery Bar in New York City in NoHo when I was in college at NYU. He had graduated from Tulane, and I was probably wearing this jacket that I still am upset that I can't find. It was like a distressed like motorcycle jacket. I probably had like a cute little like tank underneath and like a mini skirt. That was definitely.
Did he come up to you?
Well, we knew each other through. I knew his siblings, so they actually went to school with them. Never met him, but we had mutual friends. So when one of my friends introduced us, she's like, "This is Todd." And I was like, "Oh my God." And he had this huge smile on his face and he was just like sitting there, like very cool, but like cute teddy. Like, I was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I'm finally meeting you." And that was when we first met. And I was a junior. Was I a junior at NYU? Yeah, I was a junior.
Are you guys bringing work now into the bedroom, or do you separate it? I've heard very mixed answers on this because Michael and I work together too.
Yeah.
And some people are like, we don't even let it enter our ether. It doesn't come in our home. And other people are like, we're talking about QuickBooks while we're showering.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, it comes into our home, but then the girls are like, can you guys stop talking about work? And so we're very much in that phase now where we used to be way worse. And it was like, well, think about, during the years of COVID, like that was obviously we were all home. Yeah. So, and that was like, I know, crazy. And now even though we work together, like we're not really in meeting. We are for beauty. Like Todd is really spearheading fragrance. He's obsessed with it. He's like this new person he's like our nose essentially. And fragrance is doing so well.
Are you going to spearhead fragrance for me?
Yeah,
if I do a fragrance?
He's
I've
like
had
obsessed.
my nose broken too many times. Like I can't smell anything.
All right.
So he is like, but fashion, like he can't like go near, and he can't, and like creative ideas and things like that. So we don't. But when it's things like, I mean, sometimes we'll be like, Rebecca, you need to approve the furniture for the Soho store, and he'll say that at home. I'm like, okay, can you just leave it? Like he'll remind me of those things, but we try not to talk about it too much. But definitely, I mean, there's obviously but then our daughters are like, stop.
I don't think it's possible to not bring it in if you're doing those things. It's almost like the restrictions around the thing make it harder on the relationship.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I think it's just like, I'm like, girls, like we're not fighting. We're just talking. We're having a conversation. It's just so, but we do very different things. Like, and he tries to, and we don't, anything stressful. We're trying not to talk about like anything stressful or serious. I'm like, if you want to talk about that, like then let's like, you can schedule a meeting.
I like to talk about the stressful things right before bed. I like to
I'm like,
no, I can't. Like put on a
up
movie.
And you're like, did you see page 4?
I know,
like,
I know.
Look at this tax return, the page 12.
I know.
I'm like, can you just take a break?
No, I need to, what is it called? Emotional residency? That's what I need.
Yeah, he wants me to take emotional residency. So if he feels stressed and panicked about something, he projects it onto me. And if I don't take the same reaction, then he gets upset.
No, that's not what it is.
That's exactly what it is.
I need to validate that I'm either thinking right or like I'm being crazy.
Right.
So like if she's like, calm down, like,
okay,
it's a
compass.
Right.
How did you guys decide, and was this in the strategy to do all these strategic co-brands? So the ones that I've seen, and I'm sure you have 20 more, is you have the Stanley, which you're drinking out of. Go see it on YouTube.
I don't go. And actually, I brought the large.
It's very
the
cute.
new one. The new size is my favorite. I'm just going to take a sip.
That is not a subtle Stanley. That is.
Well, I don't think a Stanley is subtle. That's not what I would call a Stanley.
No, but I mean but I mean, they're not. But then that thing is like.
Every girl can use it as a weapon. Like, we don't need pepper spray anymore.
I used
just
to make
throw
fun
your
of
Stanley at them.
Have you guys seen that video of those? There's that guy that created that, and he's like carrying a trash bag with a big straw in it around and like slamming it. It's like not a trash can, like mimicking
No, I
the
haven't
Stanley.
seen it. I should see
it's
it.
Really funny.
No, I mean, I used to make fun of everybody. I remember when I came to LA a few years ago, actually, it was like at and everyone was like with the huge water. And I was like, what are you doing? You look ridiculous. They're like, you guys don't do that in New York. I'm like, no, carry around one of those things. Like
I like it because the water feels freezing cold.
Oh no, that's the only way I drink water. And I can't, like, I'm obsessed with the Stanleys. So I mean, so that's how often these collaborations start.
So you start from like something you like.
Something I like.
You just did Lawless. Annie is a mutual friend of both of us, and I love that lip gloss.
Love Annie. She's so great.
You guys sent me some of the lip gloss. It's great.
Oh, good.
I saw obviously Pottery Barn Kids.
Yes, Pottery Barn
Brush.
Kids. I mean, it started honestly when I was like, okay, new categories. Before we did activewear, we did the first, I think the first collab we ever did was Target. They approached us for that.
Okay.
And that was really amazing. And it was just a dress capsule. They had 3 different designers. We were one of them. That was 2020. So it was difficult with the stores and all the things, but it was like went full viral and was amazing. That was really fun to create. And again, like price, inclusivity, size inclusivity, like all these things that are really difficult for a relatively small business, even though people think we're like we're still not like a big corporation with, we don't have the capacity to do so many things. So by working with these bigger companies, they allow us to do much more. So started with Target, then it went for we did, Beach Riot, their West Coast brand. We did our first activewear, I think, with them, and also Bandier before we did our own activewear. So it's like when we didn't know how to do workout clothes, that's how we started. And I was like, we really need to, I need to get inspired to work out. I need some cute floral or pink like workout clothes. So that's how that. Pottery Barn was always like a dream. Pottery Barn kids and then teen. Now we have adults. But that was always like since Scarlett was a little girl, and I would like try to make LoveShackFancy everything for her bedrooms. And I was like, this is like the most seamless story that we could create together. So that's something that continues. And it's actually, I think it's like their best performing collaboration.
It's
so that's
so
something
cute.
that we do. I think we wait until you see the holidays. It's so good, the new one. That I think comes out 4 times a year. And then the teen, like the dorm for them is like massive because of all the sorority girls and college girls. So, and then Stanley, like that's also fun things that's like less expensive products that people just love. Things that are, whether it's Kendra Scott, you know, like jewelry. We're doing yet another, I don't know. Yeah, we're doing another collab that's happening. We have so many collaborations. We now have like literally 22
tell
collaborations.
us about your collaborations
Like
that you
it
have.
is actually insane. I mean, we have so many collaborations. It just started off, but it's fun. And I think that, you know, we really do all the brand storytelling, the creative and everything, and we work really closely. So whether it's Goody Wet Brush, that's, you know, it could be a $12 to $30 brush, something that's really accessible and easy for anyone. It's really like a way into the LoveShackFancy world. And because our clothes are not inexpensive and they, you know, it's really like luxury to so many people. And so if you're buying one LoveShackFancy dress, you know, a year that you're waiting for, but then you can supplement with your LoveShack Stanley and your LoveShackFancy Goody Wet Brush and your lip gloss and your fragrance that you can get at Sephora or at our stores, things like that. You know, so.
And you said you get to storytell, but do you get to be part of the packaging and like every touch
Yes,
point?
everything we
That's
do.
fun.
We do all of it. So we really choose. I mean, we have like an archive library of like thousands and thousands of our one-of-a-kind prints. And so that's really where we play with different, the packaging everyone loves. I mean, the unboxing too. Like that's where, I don't know if you've ever unboxed one of the Stanleys, but the box is like just as nice. And I don't even know what to do with all of it because I don't want to like throw anything away.
That's so
like,
funny
my
that you say
basement
that
is, like,
because we
filled with
saved the
boxes.
bag.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
like you
the
want to, I'm like,
bag,
oh,
the
she can take this
boxes,
to
like,
school or
yes,
something. It's cute.
Everything is
Yeah,
like,
it's very pretty.
and it's really pretty. And then it's almost like, you know, a PR box basically that you're getting when you're buying. So you're opening up this Stanley that feels like it's this magical jewel box.
Yeah.
And then the bag that comes in it and then the box and then you have the Stanley, which is like, so it's just a really, I think it's just really fun and it's emotional and it's products that people really do love. And so then when it's with LoveShackFancy, I think we just did Victoria's Secret Pink, which was really successful and
That's a big
exciting.
one.
Yeah, that was really fun. And again, it's like, you know, they're pros at what they do. And we can't compare with like the pricing and like all of that stuff. So
it feels almost like nostalgic.
Yes.
Like, you know, when you used
Very
to open up like
nostalgic.
Tinkerbell makeup,
Yeah.
you have no idea what I'm talking about, Michael. But like when you're a little girl, you used to open the Tinkerbell makeup
Yeah.
and like the packaging was like
Yes.
so cute. And I don't know if that's the right example.
Yeah.
But there is something that makes you feel like connected to your childhood.
Yes, very
about it?
nostalgic. I'm very like, I'm
So
so,
that's
nostalgic.
intentional.
Yeah, well, I think that's just like who I am. I was born in the 80s, in 82. So, and I'm very like late 80s, 90s, early 2000s. Now the early 2000s are vintage. So, I mean, it's like when we actually just brought back our original LSF logo, which like the 7th graders think is the coolest thing because it's like vintage Love Shack. So like if you know, you know. And so, but it does feel nostalgic knowing that and sort of seeing that, you know. I think also because thrifting, vintage, all of that is just so, you know, and then like the 90s are really popular right now. So I think people are loving that, whether they're older and they lived through it or they're younger and it's just cool.
What tip would you give for an entrepreneur who's just starting out and wants to go on a journey similar to yours?
What tip would I give? I mean, I
Tips
always
or
Or it
tips.
could be a
Yeah, it
couple
could be a
tips.
couple
yeah,
tips.
tips. I mean,
feel like you
I
have a lot.
always just say like the number one thing, there's so many times that people said, no, that's not going to work.
Right.
Oh, you have to change LoveShackFancy. What kind of a name is that? Like, that's never, like, that feels so juvenile. Like, that's never going to succeed. You have to change the name. If you want us to buy the brand, you have to do that, you know? Or this style isn't what's going on in the market right now. You have to change your identity and you have to change the style of all of this. Like, every single time it was like, well, this is my vision and this is what I love and this is what I believe in. And you have to really, like, it sounds cheesy, but you just have to like believe in yourself and follow your gut and no matter what, just be resilient and not give up. Like no matter what, there's a way to be able to figure it out. You're going to make mistakes. Like sometimes the mistakes are going to take longer than you might have expected, but you can't. And also I think the scariest thing when you're starting out, I remember for me, is also just being judged by everyone. Like when you're putting yourself out there and you're like, here's this new line I have, or here's like, what if people hate it? And what if they're like, you know, being critical about you, about the product, which they are going to be, but you just have to filter out some of the noise and make sure that you're surrounding yourself with the right people who do believe in you and who do help bring you up, and don't listen to all that extra like noise and fluff out there, and really like follow your heart and what you do believe in. Because it's hard.
It is hard.
Yeah.
Without work, how do you like to spend your time? So say like work's off the table. What are you doing on like a weekend where you have time to yourself?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm usually, if we're in the city, we're like shopping in Soho. We are going out. I love restaurants. So
what's your favorite restaurant here?
St. Ambrose is like my go-to, I would say. I mean, that's like
Michael thinks
because what she does
I get a
is,
wild hair and I get on one with a restaurant and I can't get off it.
Does the same one over.
I
and
know.
over.
Well, me too. But like, I love to sit outside at St. Ambrose in the West Village. It's like my happy place. And like, whether I'm having lunch, wine, you know, eating for hours, I don't know. It's just like, but again, I feel like I'm a creature of habit like that. So I love like a place where they know me and I've been going there for so long.
It keeps it simple.
Yeah,
and you know what you're gonna get.
Exactly.
You know it's gonna be a good experience.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I might want to do that tomorrow instead of the
I'm not going all the way
omakase,
down.
Mark. I
No,
might
it's not
want to go
omakase.
sit. I might want to go sit out on the patio and have a nice leisurely lunch.
Yeah, exactly. We'll
put
come
a
say
pin in
hi.
that.
You'll come to the store. We'll come say hi.
The downtown one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Soho.
Okay.
Soho's
not
amazing.
the one where we are. Keep going.
Okay,
with your
Soho's
restaurant.
amazing.
Yeah, give
Soho's
us your restaurant.
amazing, actually, now. I love to dance. I love to go out. I actually really do love to go out. So we do go out. Like
Where are you going
like
when
to
you go out
party.
in New York?
Like,
what-
we're
like
not
when
we don't go to sleep early. Todd and I, and our friends, we are not sleeping by 9 or 10. I actually don't love to sleep that much.
Maybe you should be a Real Housewife of New York.
Oh, I mean, I'm not going to be, but
We're on 3 hours of sleep right now.
You're
Oh,
out.
you're on 3 hours
Don't
of sleep.
brag.
Yeah,
We're
I'm
never.
definitely not
we
gonna be
always
on
get a
Real
good
Housewives.
10 hours of sleep.
Everyone-
this is not normal.
oh, really?
No, but I feel like when you come into the city, like you
Yeah,
go,
it gives you energy.
What I was saying is like this place, it gives you
Yeah,
energy.
but are you guys sleeping by what time do you usually go to sleep on the weekend?
Like 8:30.
normally?
Oh, wow. Yeah. See, I have so many friends that no, I'm up until 12 o'clock every night and I have to be
Oh my
and then
God.
Todd's like, okay, you have to go to sleep. I'm taking your phone. We're turning the TV off. I'm like, just one more.
But
I
what
need
time
to
do you
So
wake
what
finish.
up
time are you
then?
waking up?
I wake up, depending. I'll wake up with the girl. Todd takes the girls to school.
See, everyone has the husband do it.
Yeah.
It's too early.
I go definitely once a week.
Okay.
Thursday is usually my day. If there's another extra credit day, then that's good. But depending on what is going on. But he's way better in the morning. And if it was up to me, I'd just be like, go back to bed. We'll just skip school. But so I'll wake up with them at 7:15-ish.
Okay.
And then they're out the door. And then I'll have a coffee. And then I'll go work out.
What's the workout?
But I'll stay in bed for an hour and just be by myself.
Is it Pilates, strength training?
So
What
I
is
do
it?
a lot. I've been doing Isaac Boots for a while. I don't know if you know him. And one of my best friends just opened this amazing studio called The Pearl on the Upper East Side. So I'm going to be going.
Cute.
She does all different workout classes there. So I'm going to go do that. I like to do a mix. I go to Dog Pound a little bit for weight training. I mix it up.
Okay.
Forward space sometimes for dance. But I do love to go out and dance. So if I ever have the opportunity to do that, we've been going to concerts a lot recently. But I love to just be out and get that energy. And I feel inspired by that. And
Where
the
do you
music.
go out in New York? Where are you going out?
So we've
What are
been
the hot
going out a
spots?
lot to Chez Margot.
Okay.
I would say that's our usual go-to on the weekends. Where else do we go? And then otherwise we go to Crane Club,
Okay.
which is, I don't know if you guys have been. That's
We haven't been,
fun,
but we know
depending
what it is.
for a DJ.
So
I
you
don't
go
know.
to
I guess,
you go to clubs.
No, it's not clubs. It's
Okay.
lounge, but there's good music.
And you can dance.
But sometimes we'll go to clubs. Sometimes, I don't know. Everyone
you
now
guys
is
sound fun.
yeah, we're fun. Everyone's now in this big DJ phase. We go to Madison Square Garden a lot. Actually, last week I was there, no joke, 3 nights, and it was during Fashion Week prep. I went to Lady Gaga. I went to Tate McRae. I went to Benson Boone. And did I go to something else there? I don't know. 3 nights, I think. I think 3 concerts I did.
You've
and then
got
I did
energy.
something else. I don't know. It was crazy.
Is this natural energy?
It's natural. It's natural energy.
It's also, I think, the New Yorker in you too.
Yeah.
There's something about New York.
I need to like move, be busy,
that you guys
go,
are
go. Like, yeah, we got to like
my next
do a
hire,
million
if you're in
things.
New York, I'd like to take resumes from New York City, please. I will accept.
Yes, you have to go. I've been like that always. Like I grew
Remote.
up here. It's like you have to be, I don't know. I just on it.
Yeah.
Like I don't like to rest. Like I don't nap. I'm not like.
You don't, what's that saying? You don't sleep on your laurels. Is that the saying?
Rest on your laurels.
Sleep. Yeah, no, I'm not. But like.
Well, and you're a bit of a rester though.
No, I like to go really, 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 really hard and batch it as hard as I can go and push myself to almost burnout.
Yeah.
And then recharge.
And how long do you need to recharge?
Like after this go in New York City, so we've been here for a week.
Okay.
I'm 2.5 months postpartum, so I'm a little rusty.
Well, you look amazing.
We got a lot of work to do.
2.5 months? Oh my God.
And we got a lot of work to do.
Oh,
but I'm just like, I feel like next week I'll like take my foot off the gas for a couple days.
I don't think so. Not if I have a say about it.
And then he'll come in and be like,
you just took,
right.
I mean, I literally gave birth and he was in the room like
we gotta go.
It's like,
we're opposite in that way. I'm like, we gotta keep it moving.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what he said to me? Maternity leave's over.
No, don't.
Like breaks
over.
over.
You know what?
But by the way, when you have your own business,
fuck
like
me up. No.
Yeah.
Oh God. Taylor, edit that one out.
Don't say shit if you don't want me to say it on the mic.
That's
You said maternity leave's over. Like breaks over.
That's not what I said. I said enjoy
100%.
the maternity leave, but what I need to know is like, is it over or not?
He said that like maybe like month 1.
Because she kind of like steps back in.
Oh, sorry, I went on maternity leave for a couple weeks.
Right.
She kind of like comes back and then like I'll be like, oh cool, it's go time.
So
and then
like
she
I kind of gave some work and he still is like breaks over.
Right. Yeah, because you do need to ease into it.
Yeah, a little
obviously.
bit. It's a little bit.
You can. It's different with your second.
Yeah.
It's your second.
It's my third.
Oh, your third.
Yes.
Oh my God, your third.
I know. By the third though, you're like okay, like you got the hang of it.
Right.
But
I was like, didn't you get enough on the first 2?
Right.
I'm
God.
I'm kidding.
I hope that goes on TikTok.
Oh my God.
I hope that goes on TikTok.
I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I feel like I just need like a little bit of a recharge.
Right,
But I
yeah,
noticed
you
with
do.
New Yorkers that you guys are like, it's 7 days a week. It's on.
Yes, but then I agree with the recharge. Like that's what you need to have it or you will burn out and like it's horrible.
You know what's hard though about what we do, what she does is like Mark over there, we're joking the other day, like we're not selling just like paper towels where you can like really set up a system and then say like, okay, it's going to run. And we have a lot of like, we almost don't have as much luxury because this is a front facing thing. That's like, we don't.
Well, I am selling toilet paper. So speak for yourself.
But you know what I'm saying? Like we never take really a break. Does that make sense?
I'm going to send you some toilet paper.
Okay.
Like this show's always on for the last 10 years. And so even when we take a break, we batch a lot, but we so it's hard to just be like, we're out for a while.
Yeah, you can't. Right.
You know, that's what's difficult. This episode is sponsored by Cotton. Let's take a quick break to talk about cotton. As someone who's constantly refining my routine, from what I eat to what I wear to what I invest in, I've learned that the materials we surround ourselves with matter more than we would think. That's why I've made a conscious shift towards wearing more natural fabrics, especially cotton. It's timeless, it's versatile, and it's rooted in something real. Cotton literally comes from the earth, a flower that transforms into a soft, breathable, durable fabric. You can't beat that. Cotton is incredibly gentle on the skin. It is so hot out here this summer in Austin that you need something that breathes. It's hot everywhere, to be honest. So having something that breathes and cool and keeps you fresh and energetic is so important. It's obviously naturally hypoallergenic, especially as the weather warms up. I find myself reaching for it more and more these days, but it's not just about comfort. It's also about quality. Cotton lasts. That's so important. Nothing worse than having clothing that just falls apart. Cotton lasts and lasts. It holds its shape, and most importantly, it fits my lifestyle. Whether I'm heading to the office, at the gym, traveling from day to night, cotton moves with me, not against me. And when I'm investing in something, especially now as a parent, I want it to be well made and built to last. Cotton checks that box every time. It's reliable, it's elevated, and it just fits how we live. So here's my advice. Check the tag. When it's made with cotton, you're choosing something that's better for your body, better for your skin, and built to last. You'll feel the difference, and your skin will thank you. Cotton is the fabric of our lives. To learn more, visit thefabricofourlives.com. Again, that is thefabricofourlives.com.
I am very serious about living a non-toxic life in our house. I really have tried to be very purposeful with what I choose and what I use and the products that I use and even the pans that I have in my house. So I was introduced a couple years ago to Caraway. I've talked about this multiple times on the podcast. I switched all my pans. I make my kids pancakes and their eggs and my meat bowl in my Caraway pans. I love, love, love their cookware. Cutting boards, you don't want to be cutting on a microplastic cutting board because those plastics are getting into your food when you're eating. You want a really legit wooden surface. And so when Caraway came out with their butcher blocks, I immediately ran to buy one. So they're thick, they're premium, they're wooden, they're crafted with walnut and maple wood. And the best part is they ensure a plastic-free cutting space that's beautiful and durable. They also have these like little Tupperware situations that are not plastic, they're glass, and they're non-toxic. So you can save all the things that you've cooked. Caraway's cookware set is a favorite for a reason. It can save you up to $190 versus buying the items individually. Plus, if you visit carawayhome.com/skinnypod, you can take an additional 10% off your next purchase. This deal is exclusive for our listeners, so visit carawayhome.com/skinnypod or use code skinnypod at checkout. Caraway, non-toxic cookware made modern.
Nobody likes having stress in their life, and nobody likes feeling money stressed. Nobody likes having that scarce mentality, and nobody likes to open their checking account at the end of every week or month and see it be withdrawn or depleted to degrees that make us lose sleep and pull out our hair. This is why I love talking about YNAB so much. Ever since we had the founder of YNAB on this podcast to learn more about their platform, I've been singing their praises. YNAB, spelled YNAB, is a life-changing app that helps you do what you want with the money you have. You'll create a flexible plan for your money through the simple practice of giving every dollar a job, keeping you focused on the life you want. Whether you want to cover your rent or mortgage or fund your 401k or your savings account or that emergency fund without sacrificing dinners with friends or that long-awaited trip abroad, YNAB has you covered. With YNAB, you'll start wondering where your money goes and start deciding where it'll take you instead. Don't just take it from me. 92% of users report feeling less money stress since using YNAB, and the average YNAB user saves nearly $600 in their first month and $6,000 in their first year. Imagine adding an extra $600 to your bank account each month and potentially $6,000 in a year. Think of all the things you could do and what you could invest in, what you could save, how you could take care of your family, yourself, whatever you want. Life is short. Spend it well with YNAB. Of course, we have an incredible offer for our audience. TSC, Him and Her Show listeners can claim an exclusive 3-month free trial with no credit card required at www.ynab.com/skinny. Again, that's ynab.com/skinny. Nothing to lose. 3-month free trial, no credit card attached. ynab.com/skinny.
A typical problem that I see all the time is people who struggle with focus. Maybe you're struggling with productivity or efficiency. Maybe you even have ADHD and you're looking for tools to help you. Well, let me tell you and let me introduce you to Everyday Dose. So what this is it's a combination of coffee and nootropics. So it also has lion's mane in it, which is really cool because that helps with focus and mood and improvement. How I look at this is it's like a strategic cup of coffee. It's really a new sort of like coffee alternative. It tastes just like coffee, but it's enhanced with collagen, protein, nootropics, and functional mushrooms. These things are so amazing for your gut and your brain, and it takes 30 seconds to make. So maybe like me, I will want the taste of coffee around 2:00, but I don't want to have an actual cup of coffee because I know I'll be up too late. This ritual not only supports your hair, skin, nails, and joints, but it also has the functional benefits, which is amazing. Everyday Dose is coffee plus benefits. They combine high-quality coffee with powerful ingredients like lion's mane and chaga, collagen, protein, and nootropics to fuel your brain, boost focus, and give you clean, sustained energy all day long. It tastes just like coffee without the downside. No crash, no jitters, just clean, sustained energy. And exciting news, you can now find Everyday Dose in Target stores across the country. Celebrate with your buy one, get one deal. Just buy any new Everyday Dose products at a Target store near you, and they'll pay you back for one. Visit everydaydose.com/skinny for details. This episode is brought to you by The Skinny Confidential. We just launched new, fresh mouth tape. It is so beautiful. We have navy now with a navy tin, and we have white with a white tin. They're so beautiful.
But most importantly, mouth tape is so amazing for your sleep. If you have not tried it, it has upgraded my sleep like no other. I wake up with so much more energy because I'm only nasal breathing. And I feel like it sculpts your jawline a little bit while you're sleeping because it supports your tongue posture. It's changed my life. I cannot sleep without it. And that's why we're so excited to launch a new colorway. So yes, you can always get the classic pink, but now we have uniform, which is navy, and blanc, which is white, up on the site. You can go shop it at shopskinnyconfidential.com, and we have a code for you. You can use new at checkout, and you will get 20% off. Use the code new at checkout to get 20% off. Shopskinnyconfidential.com.
If you were to shop anything from all of your co-brands right now, what are you picking? Because I'm going to pick right now, mine is the lip gloss.
Wait, from any of our like collabs?
Collabs.
Oh my gosh. Well,
if our audience has to shop one, what are you picking?
One thing?
What are you picking?
The menorah. That menorah, we did like Pottery Barn's first menorah.
Cute.
And I think we're also we do Christmas and Hanukkah for Pottery Barn. But when we did a menorah last year, like they've never done anything Jewish whatsoever. And that menorah sold out. And people like message me directly like all the time. Is there any chance you have any more menorahs? Anyway, I would get on that menorah right away when it launches.
Is
it's
it
probably
like,
going to
what
launch
does it look
soon.
like?
So it has like, I think this one has like beautiful floral appliques. It's like a brassy gold color.
Cute.
I mean, they're always like amazing. And then we do like all the big bows for Christmas trees and all that holiday stuff. So
maybe I'll do my daughter's tree.
Oh,
That's
yeah, you
cute.
have to do all the, I mean, it's like full on the ornaments, the stockings, like all of that. There's like a whole Hanukkah story and then a whole Christmas story, which is like the best thing.
It really is an experience. It's like
an
Michael
experience.
said, it's a lifestyle. It's really cool.
And
what
you're
you've
bringing
built
it
into.
everywhere, like to your home, everything we do ski clothes with Bogner. Like that's really cute for your daughter too. We just started doing kids as well. And it's so cute.
How old did you take your kids?
I have to connect with you so you can get on that early before it sells out. I think
the Bogner one,
yeah,
the ski.
Yeah,
I want to take the kids.
Will love that.
I want to
Yeah,
get them
you
skiing.
should.
Wait, how old did you take your girl
like
skiing?
5.
5.
Yeah,
you got to get on it.
Or no,
He's
or even
getting
earlier
stressed.
maybe.
Oh,
you got
stressed about that.
So
she took him
so
at
there's
5.
like ski stuff, but there's like a lot of these. I mean, we do these like Roller Rabbit, like holiday pajamas. To like, do your kids like Roller Rabbit?
What's Roller Rabbit?
Oh my God, you don't know Roller Rabbit yet? Oh, okay. Yeah. So, it's like a cult pajama that's been around for forever, and we do these like custom Roller Rabbit Love Shack prints, which are so
Can
comfy.
boys wear them too? I have 2 boys.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
The whole family.
Put
can.
Michael in the boxers.
No, I'm
the
coming in.
swimsuit. Yeah, no, and
Or
we're
the
gonna do.
swimsuit.
Yeah,
I'm gonna come in the store. I told you.
yeah.
I don't just say things. I'll do it.
No,
I'll be
we're
in
gonna
there.
do a whole thing for
I'll
you
take
in the
Zaza in
Austin
there,
store. It's
and
gonna
it'll
be
be good.
so
That
cute.
would be cute for you to take
No,
her.
I
And
like
she
doing stuff
really
like that
loves
with
the
her.
brand.
Yeah, no, it's so cute. Like we like father-daughter experiences. Like you will be the best dad in the entire world if this is like, and they're gonna know her name, and you're gonna like, it's so cute.
We do dates, me and my daughter.
I
We
love
do
that.
Daddy-daughter dates.
yeah, so it will be a date
She
to Love
calls
Shack
it the
Fancy.
pink store, just so you know.
Okay, so she's been in already.
I took her to the Aspen one like
Yeah.
3
No,
times.
no, but not the
Oh,
Austin
yeah.
one.
No, she's never been to the Austin one.
Okay, we're going.
Yeah,
But you know what
So
you
cute.
do that's a little annoying? Is that you take my idea and then you rebrand it as your own and then you present it as if it's your idea. So like I'll take her to the pink store in Aspen and that's our thing for me to take her to the
Right.
pink store. But now he's gonna go make it like a date.
Oh, like a daddy-daughter.
And
date.
like
change
maybe-
the
Be like,
Austin.
And then
Like,
maybe
you
after
know?
I'll be like, oh, and by the way, we can also stop for a bonus
Unbelievable.
ice cream. And then it's like
Sometimes it
oh,
works to my
yeah.
advantage though, because I'll
Yeah.
feed the rebrand and then let him repurpose it, but it's what I needed. So it works sometimes.
right.
Where can everyone find you? Pimp yourself out. Tell us where we can shop all the things.
Do we not have it here? Did I not even? We ran out of the house so fast. Well, my favorite perfume ever is Secret Crush, which just launched, and it's it's our first gourmand. Do you like perfume?
It has to be the right perfume.
Okay.
I
So,
like perfumes.
trust
It's the
me,
right perfume.
You're gonna love this. It's this delicious vanilla. It's like this champagne accord frosted, like whipped vanilla. It's so good. I've been wearing it for the last year, and the bottle is, I'll show you, it's like a cream, like pearlized bottle with a gold bow on top, and it's just amazing. So that is, and we'll have done the Secret Crush Cafe. We're doing a cafe
Cute.
for the first time ever, which I really want to do. Love Shack Fancy restaurants, Love Shack Fancy hotels, Love Shack Fancy. Maybe we need like a spa together, like a little skinny Love Shack Fancy like spa situation.
Well, wait till you see the ice roller. It's
I know.
like
Well, I'm
very
really
like
excited.
it's very
we almost went
synergistic.
down a path like that.
Yeah.
In Austin.
I mean, even more for like experiential in terms of that. So our first Love Shack Fancy Secret Crush Cafe, we're doing this little jewel box in the West Village, which is like open for 3 days. We're doing a VIP day, and then it's open to the public too. So it's like caviar, champagne, that we fully rebranded the entire store, and it's like walking into this jewel box that looks like our perfume bottle, which creams, golds, like so incredible. So that's also, our perfume is sold at Sephora and at Love Shack Fancy. But this perfume blows like, I love our other ones. Forever in Love is my favorite, the pink one, which is our best selling. But this one is like beyond.
Okay.
So, and we're working on more and more. So they're getting
Crush.
better and better. Yeah, Secret Crush.
I am a big fan of everything you're doing. I think it's very smart, and you've just done a really good job of like staying true to yourself and telling your story and staying consistent. And it's a lot of discipline. It's really, really cool. Thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you for having
And
me.
Raina, thank you for introducing me to the brand 12 years ago.
12 years ago,
Yeah.
vintage days, vintage Love Shack Fancy.
Yep.
It did kind of hurt my heart when we now talk about the 2000s as vintage.
No,
really
it
makes
really
you feel...
is. It's like really crazy. And the 2000s are like nostalgic, and it's like, and the young girls, the teenagers, like they are, and the 20-year-old, they're like obsessed with the early 2000s. I know it ages us, but like it's crazy.
I feel like that was just like yesterday.
I know. I
Ugh.
know.
Oh, my
Man.
God.
So,
I didn't even know that. I didn't know that that's a huge thing. That
oh
they're
yeah,
obsessed with it.
huge.
Okay.
So,
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on
Thank
the
you for doing
show.
this.
thank you so much.